Hi, this is Steve Dlugosz, lead agronomist for Harvestland Co-op, and today I would like to visit with you about early season fungicide application on corn. Managing corn diseases still continues to be a major management problem for a lot of growers, and fungicides are one of the tools that we can use. There's different times that they can be applied. In this video, I'd like to visit with you on the early season application. And we talk about early season application, it's a fairly wide window, anywhere from about V3 corn stage up to V10 or even V12. In fact, sometimes the later we put it on, we bump the rate up a little bit. Sometimes we could actually see a better response than even a little bit earlier. So there's a lot of flexibility with fungicide treatment early. We actually at Harvestland designed a trial last year at one of our Ohio locations, the Covington Ag Center. Let's take a look at one of the examples of a box trial. And we call it box trial because it ends up being the way it's laid out. So as you can see in this trial here, the very top part, top left, has no application. The next door to that would be the early season application. Down from it, where the numbers are, that would be the early season and aerial application. And then the far left side, which would be the bottom left side, is just the aerial application. And then we take the yield measurements from the middle of each of those spots to come up with the overall yield results. So for example, in trial 1, you can see the different test results we have, the yields, how they vary from 209 to 239. And each of the categories then, we have if you look to the far right, you'll see the description of what the actual yield was compared to the untreated check. And we call that no application. So the aerial only was about a 12 bushel increase. The aerial plus ground was an amazing response, 30 bushel plus. And the ground only, again, a very remarkable response of 16 bushels. What's interesting about the box trials are, they allow us to evaluate this across a lot of management systems, across a lot of hybrids, and across a lot of weather conditions. And sometimes we don't always see those types of results. For example, trial 12, you can see one here where basically the response was flat. In other words, there was no response to application, whether it be early, combined, or late. And those situations happen. That's one of the reasons that we do the trials, is to help a farmer to determine whether or not this is a management practice that pays on his farm. And if it does, to try to get some kind of economic idea of what it costs and what it pays. One of the important things about the box trials is to implement it at the proper growth stage. And the early season application begins somewhere around V5. So the question is, what's a V5 corn plant look like? And that's what I would like to show you right now. So as a corn plant grows, it develops a collar. And so what we do is basically count collars. So the first corn leaf that you ever see on a plant that's up is round. And then all the other ones are pointed. And each leaf will have its own collar, so we simply count collars. 1, V2, V3, V4, and you can see the collar very easily there. V5, a very large collar, and then here's a big leaf, but no collars visible. So that's officially a V5 plant because we don't collar unless it's a collar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, V5 plant. This would be one of the early growth stages in which we make the early season application. This has been an agronomic update with Steve Dlugosz, Harvestland agronomist. See you down the road.